All right, everyone, we are back at it for some more Goblin Slayer action here on the channel for YouTube and for anyone listening. Maybe, I don't know, might be as a podcast. Who knows? Still having fun with this. Since we last played, I've been hard at work fixing a lot of bugs, and hopefully my players can now interact with the game rather than having to roll dice very difficultly, adding things in there and whatnot. So there's been a lot of changes, and we'll see how this all goes. So as we left off from last time's game here, which was 2 weeks ago for us, actually 2 weeks, and it wasn't more like a month or anything, the players here had gone through and attacked a bunch of giant rats and a skeleton that was threatening the giant rats. They were kind of fighting each other, and then they had a choice to either squeeze through this little crevice of fallen debris that the rat had escaped through, or to go down the more open and wide path to a rotted wooden door. As they moved to the rotten wooden door, they decided to scout up the tunnel to see what else was left, and noticed an eerie glowing light emanating from this, what appears to be a back room here. And as the players got closer, or as Goblin Slayer author calls them, the prayers, no pun intended, they're actually praying, they encountered a bunch of non-praying characters, the skeletons in the back of the room, and one of them seems to be glowing an eerie bright glow. And with that, I believe we were going to jump right into combat here. So let me go.
Do you want to test out to see if your fixes have worked?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Real quick.
Click, you guys actually don't have to right click on your tokens and throw yourselves into combat. The initiative will now throw you into combat and roll dice, which is fantastic.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
I mean, from the puns, I think at least the Goblin Slayer author did intend the pun of prayers.
Yeah. Let me see something here. Did mine not work? Let's try this again.
Oh, well, at least one of us got a real good initiative roll.
Oh, I think I know. I have to put them into combat. There we go. Here come the D6s on my end. I don't know if you guys can see that or not.
Something sus, I can feel it.
Alright, and we will go into the battle music. Oh, also, speaking of which, battle music.
Actually, that's a pretty even spread between
Right?
players and enemies.
There was this, I know I left a message with you guys on Discord here, but I found someone that I really like their music, and I'm hoping to hear something back from them, but I haven't yet. So if I don't hear anything, I'm going to use their music. And if they tell me, hey, don't use my music, and I'll say, hey, I emailed you, and I'll stop using your music.
Yeah.
Let's see here. All right, so with those whispers the whispers of coming and emanating from this room with the purple light, battle begins. And let me see here. So we will begin combat with Quinlan first, followed by the perplexed skeleton, and then Ghost. All right, Quinlan, what do you do?
I'm going to try to slide past Ghost here and take a shot at one of these skeletons.
All right, go
I
for it.
mean, I think you can from here just attack the skeleton, then
I don't know if
Back
my line
out.
of sight is blocked or not.
Right now, yeah, if you were to stand, let's say here, like shift up one space, that would give you clear line of sight to the suspicious skeleton. Otherwise, if you wanted to attack the nervous skeleton, you would have to move even further.
Alright, time to see if these attack buttons work.
Yeah, and make sure you always have a target, like targeted with the key, like Quinlan has here. So that's the only like prerequisite. Hey, dice are rolling. So we have the 2d6 plus 2 from the dice, technique focus, 1 from ranger, and the effectiveness score is a 13. So You've rolled a 13, and now my skeleton either needs to make a dodge or a shield block check, which we can see in the chat window here. Unfortunately, skeletons don't have a shield block, so he's going to go ahead and try and dodge. And the dodge value is a 9, so comparing that with the dice rolled of a 13, you definitely hit the skeleton. Go ahead and roll damage. Now, the damage can be rolled right from the chat window. Okay, and that will be a total of 8 points of damage. And unfortunately, because you didn't roll it from the chat window, I have to, let's see here, double check something.
I'm sorry.
No worries. Okay, so that will be 5 points of damage to the skeleton. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of the old ways of rolling dice and whatnot in a future update. So rolling damage will only be allowed from the chat window, which will help things out. But that is Quinlan's turn. They moved and attacked, and no free actions to really do. So up next is the perplexed skeleton, who actually something is going to switch really quick here. Let me see.
Can I test something real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, I want to see if my macros are working.
Oh, right, yeah. Macros should be working, at least for weapons. Weapon macros are working, as far as I'm aware.
Negative.
Oh. Did you draw into the... well, delete the old macro and drag a new macro in.
Oh.
Yeah, if you have any old macros, delete them, and then drag the name of the weapon, not the picture, into the macro bar, and then you should be able to at least attack from there now. I'll soon be updating so that you can roll dodge and block from the macro bar as well.
All right, that looks like that'll work. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, so the perplexed skeleton is going to keep his initiative there. The miserable skeleton is actually getting his initiative updated because of some special special rules that are coming up here in a minute.
Maybe I will be able to do something magical.
Okay. So up next is the perplexed skeleton, who Dragon Knight, you can see the perplexed skeleton, and he starts gesturing in an odd way, but doesn't move or go into an attack as Quinlan's bolt goes flying and hits the skeleton, dealing some damage as the other skeletons are alerted. All right, so the perplexed skeleton, as far as you're aware, isn't doing anything at the moment. Ghost, you are up, followed by the nervous skeleton and another one that you haven't seen yet.
Well, let's see if we can't take out that one that Quinlan damaged. Let me move. So I'm in range.
Oh.
Okay, so you have an 18, and the skeleton is going to roll their dodge check for a value of 9. So you definitely hit with an 18, and you get a bonus damage die there. Go ahead and roll the attack button on the your chat window. It's the little explosion icon there. There we go. So with your damage, with your one-handed damage, you are dealing 1d3 plus 2 plus 1d6 for bonus damage. And the suspicious skeleton has an armor score of 3. No other bonuses or anything, so the applying damage should work here. Let me see. I might have to update the code a little bit because I think I have to also be targeting as well. Let me see here.
So should I hit the apply damage button or?
No, I got it.
You
It's
already
good.
did.
Yep. So the suspicious skeleton is still alive, but barely just hanging on.
When the skeleton is sus.
And Ghost, you have moved and you've attacked, and that is everything you can do for now. Let's see here. All right, up next is the nervous skeleton, who is looking about quite nervously, but since you are already up and in place, he's just gonna, just because he can, he's gonna come and move right up into your face, over here, and is gonna go ahead and go in for the attack. So I still have to attack the old way here. And let's see here. Alright, so the hit check is going to be an 11 for you. Ghost, so go ahead and roll me your dodge or block. More than likely it's going to be a dodge from you. So you have to do that off your character sheet still for the time being.
Yeah, I'm the one that blocks.
I'm trying to remember how the hell I roll a dodge.
The dodge will be next to your armor in your character sheet.
Ah! Just to armor?
Yeah, so it's a little person.
Oh, there it is. Okay, yep.
There we go. Oh, wow, a critical success. Awesome. Okay, so wow, a whole bunch of stuff came in. That's surprise. Oh yeah, that's my old messages here. So you got your dodge checks, ability score 5, monk 2, equipment 0, martial arts 1, and modifier is 1. For a critical success, so you got.
Yourself.
What's that?
Nothing.
Oh. All right. So just to double check something real quick, your martial arts skill. Yeah, I believe that should have popped you in there. Oh, right. Yeah. You have the alert. That's what it was. Okay, so that's why you got a critical success. So yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so with that, you just, like, out of the Matrix, Neo style, just easily dodge, and time slows for you as you dodge and dip out of the way of this crude weapon attack from the nervous skeleton, who is even chattering further, very nervously, waiting for some kind of a reprisal attack. And then, let's see here. We move on from the nervous skeleton, who didn't get any kind of an attack. Yeah, so there's another thing that's going on here, and then we're going to move on to this over here. And let's see here. Out of the side comes a squeaking rat who just comes charging in and goes to attack the suspicious skeleton. So let's see here. That's going to be the check, and because the guilty rat has a 12, the dodge is going to fail. So the rat goes squeaking in and goes in for an attack against the skeleton. Oh, that should not be 2d6. That's an error. Let's try this. 1d6, but they have an armor class of, I think, 3? Yes, so unfortunately, the guilty rat does no damage whatsoever, as it just kind of bites into the bone, but does no damage to it. It's just currently, like, latched onto the leg of the skeleton, gnawing away at it, trying to bite ever so vigorously. And then we have, let's see here. I kind of messed some things up. Out of the side comes a very different-looking skeleton. I forgot to do checks here, but you guys couldn't quite see it. So go ahead, Dragon Knight and Quinlan, give me monster knowledge checks for this one here. It'll be the, like, little ghost-looking thing. There we go.
15.
I'm trying to remember how to roll it.
Stats, and then on the right side in the middle.
Right. Thank you.
Alright, and there we go. Alright, so both Dragon Knight and Quinlan, this is someone, you can definitely tell, exactly what this is. This is a skeleton archer. Pretty much follows the same ideas of the other monsters here, although this one is a little special. This one is a modified version here, and this one seems to be the acting boss for this encounter. They're a little stronger than the other skeletons here, and it seems like as
Of course, can't you tell by their cap?
Yeah. As you see, Dragon Knight and Ghost, the one skeleton that's in the back next to this treasure chest here, seemingly is supporting the skeleton archer in some way. So let's see here. What's the effect?
Oh, is he going to shoot?
Yeah. Going in for the attack here, and that's going to be, let's see here. So that's going to be +2. And since you're right in front there, Ghost, he's going to go in to take a shot at you. So let me switch the targeting here. And that is the hit check. Okay, so that's actually not a 13. It's going to be a 15 to hit.
Aye.
Ooh.
Oh, no! Okay, we have a critical failure here. So, let's talk about what happens with a...
Oh, it won't be a critical failure.
Why's that?
Alert.
No, that's alert rolling in with it. That's the problem. Because you rolled a 5 with alert. If you go to your skills there and you look at alert, you have critical successes on an 11 or 12 and critical failures on a 5 or lower. Okay, so unfortunately, this is a critical failure. All right, so that means...
It was a good game.
This means that this hit is...
I do have a healing spell.
This is where fate is going to come into play. If you guys go to your character tab, there should be a new fate actor you can all see.
I mean, we can all see the...
All right. If you guys have found that character sheet for Fate.
Yeah, I see.
Okay. You're going to see that currently the game is set to 3 Fate points. And you can do one of 4 things here. You can increase results, re-roll dice, automatically flee, or get a hint. Because you got a critical failure, I don't think...
Can't change a critical failure.
Right. Shoot. Okay. Unfortunately, that is one of the problems.
So you must take this.
Yeah.
Ouch.
So, luckily...
I'm taking this straight to the butt.
Luckily, there's no increase in damage for monsters. They don't get it, but they do get a critical roll hit on the rolls table. So let's see what...
An arrow to the knee.
Yeah, let's see what extra thing happens to you, unfortunately. Let's see here. Okay, so the defender breaks a bone, gaining 1d6 points of fatigue due to their intense pain and blood loss. In addition, until the bone is fixed,
I was right.
any penalties to checks based on their fatigue rank are multiplied by 2. If the defender is a monster, all damage they take after reducing it with their armor score is multiplied by 2. Alright, so let's see here. What happens with damage? Okay, so power roll. No modifiers there. Okay, so 4 points of damage is coming in your way. What's your armor score? 3. Okay, so you take 1 point of damage, but you also are going to take 1d6 points of fatigue damage as well. So let's see here. So you're going to take 4 points of fatigue for the way that this skeleton archer hits you. So in your character sheet on the first page for stats, go ahead and click up 4 points of damage.
Oh, you mean for wounds?
Nope. No, you take 1 wound, so you can add 1 wound on your character sheet or subtract 1 from your token. Oh, wait, something's... Let's see here. Uh-oh. That was weird. Yeah, I'm getting some error. I'm seeing some errors on my side here. Let me see. If we do -1... Yeah, I did not like that for some reason. Okay, I'll have to see what happened there. Interesting. Okay, that's another error I
Yeah,
gotta fix.
checked off 4 points of fatigue.
Yeah. Ooh.
Oh, that's strange. I'm not seeing it. Let me see. Let me reload my page real quick here. Yeah, that's odd. I'm not seeing the 4 points of fatigue. Where did you put those in? On the fatigues tracker there?
Yeah.
Huh. I'm not seeing them. Did your secondary and primary ability scores get reduced? Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. I'm thinking you should have had more fatigue. No, go ahead and put those 4 fatigue back in. You're fine. I'm a silly goose.
It happens to all of us.
All right, so unfortunately, we're just going to have to keep track that you are currently at 1 wound because I've got some crazy errors going on at the moment in the background.
Yeah.
But beyond that, and you're also afflicted by some intense pain and blood loss at the moment. So we have that to also remember at the moment. All right, so that is the skeleton archer's turn. They've moved, they've attacked, and now we move on to... let's see here, that one already went. And then there's that one, so there's another skeleton.
Boss.
Dragon Knight, you're up. Followed by some monsters.
I think we need some sort of a miracle right now. So, being the cleric that I am, I first move to here. And I cast a spell.
Oh, our first spell for the game.
I cast Dragon Breath.
Okay. So, go ahead.
Yes, chanting in your spell to show your faith. There's chanting choice, so maybe.
Right.
I forgot how this works.
Okay, so
But I think chanting is easier.
yeah, you right because I think you might have the option to go chantless maybe. All right, so when a caster learns this spell, they must choose one: fire, lightning, ice, or poison. What one did you choose?
Since there is a chest and I don't want to accidentally break stuff inside, I'm going to go ice.
All right, so you now from here on out always have an ice breath.
Always.
Yeah. When you learn this spell, you choose one. So when you learn the spell, you had to choose one, and you will be stuck with ice breath.
I didn't see that. Okay.
When the caster uses the spell, they breathe the chosen element in one direction. Okay, so let's see here. That score is going to give you your range here. Ice breath. The caster performs a magic attack, breathing cold that deals ice damage determined by their check score to the target. All within area of a cone of 30 meters. Ooh, that is a large range. And
length.
Go ahead.
Length and the 10 meters base radius.
Yeah. So it's 30 meters out and 10 meters wide, I guess. Unfortunately, let's see here. I don't think I have a way of drawing that at the moment. We do have the cone feature there. For the measurement controls, and that will reduce all target speed. So, just to give you the idea, so you're good with sticking with ice, or did you want to keep it to one other type of breath?
Well, yeah, sorry, but I'm gonna choose lightning instead, I think.
Lightning? Okay.
Yeah, I was under the impression I could choose any type.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's only one.
Sorry.
No worries. All right, so for lightning, it's a straight line, 60 meters.
Oh.
So,
I will get the archer at least.
okay.
So, what is the difference? The difference between chanting and chantless?
Let's see here. Chanting and chantless. Which skill is that from? Let's see here. It depends on which one it is. Okay, Faith.
Oh,
Ancestral Dragon.
Faith Ancestral Dragon, yeah.
Yeah, so if you don't chant, then you have to take a -4 penalty to your spell use check. So if you
I'm gonna chant.
yeah, if you do chant, then you roll like normal.
Okay. So basically, I'm hitting the skeleton right in front of us and the archer skeleton.
Yes, yeah, for sure. You can get nervous skeleton and painful skeleton easily. Okay, so your cast.
That's 15. Yeah,
Yes.
base cast.
Yes, your cast was a success because you have to beat the spell's DC in order to cast it, which is crazy. And let's see here. So the DC was a 10. You definitely beat that, which is good. And your casting success was a 15. No critical, so we don't get the bonus to effectiveness. So you will get a 10 to 19 effectiveness score. So you'll be able to roll 2d6 plus 2 plus your Dragon Priest level, which is...
So 2d6 plus 4.
Okay. Go ahead and roll that. I'm going to roll their spell resistances, which they have to beat the 15.
It's 11.
Oh, good. Okay. So the nervous skeleton here is going to roll spell resistance and gets a 10. So they fail and take full damage. And then the painful skeleton back here, since this is the boss. Let me see here. What can I do? Is it 2d6? Let's see here. What works into 11? That's 7. Okay.
Yeah, lightning beats armor, so.
Okay, and the
Ooh.
painful skeleton archer only got a 12. So they both take full damage from this. So sadly, I don't have any kind of automatic animations to show crackling lightning and whatnot. But you deal the lightning damage to the skeleton in front of you, 11 points of damage, and then the painful skeleton in the back takes 11 as well. Unfortunately, they're both standing, but they are also jolting a little bit as the electricity surges through them and dissipates into the ground. Very good hit there.
And also, since my character has one spell slot, I used it already, so...
Yeah. Yep. There you go.
Next time, I think I roll something or just get fatigued.
Yeah, if you want to use more spells, then you go into overcasting. And that's when you roll 2d6 and take that in fatigue damage. It can get deadly.
I don't think I want
Yeah, that is like the Hail Mary attack right there.
Yeah, it really is. Okay, so is that it for Dragon Knight? I believe you've moved and casted. All right. So up next is another giant rat who comes squeaking out of the side. A grieving giant rat comes charging forward and goes to bite Dragon Knight.
Of course.
Well, you are the closest one, sadly. So you need to defend against a 12 from the giant rat.
I think I can manage that.
Okay. And with your scores here of a 14, you do block. So go ahead and, let's see here. I'm going to roll damage, which I got to cancel that because that's not going to be the right amount of damage. It's got to be, there you go. It's going to be 4 points of damage coming in, and I think...
I have 6 armor.
Yeah, with all that, they just come, like, colliding with your shield. So, like, this giant rat goes
I just look confused at the rat and say, I just shot lightning from my mouth. What is wrong with you?
Right? I like to envision, like, this giant rat coming, running at you, jumps to bite at you, and then you just hit it, block it with the shield, and you just hear, like, a bang! It just drops to the ground, confused for a second.
I am confused.
Right?
Yeah.
And then up last is the suspicious skeleton for the round here, and he's going to turn and attack the guilty giant rat. And let's see here. So we have the minion check on 11. The armor score is or a dodge score is a 9, so the skeleton does hit, and we'll roll a d3 plus 1. and that's going to be a whole 2 points of damage. And the it just kind of, the attack goes to hit the skeleton, or the skeleton goes to hit the giant rat, and like the giant rat's kind of got a really gross, greasy body, and the attack just kind of skims off the body, and doesn't do any type of damage to it. All right, that is the end of round 1, and we go to the top of round 2 here, where we're going to reset initiatives. And before we roll initiatives here, you all need to take 1 point of attrition. And then I need to check my giant rats for if they're going to flee or not.
I have
Yeah,
5
that puts us
attrition.
5 on the
right now, so
attrition track.
Okay. What did you say, Dragon Knight?
5 on the attrition.
Okay.
So
Alright, so my giant rat, first one, the guilty one, is staying. And the other one... looks like they're both staying. Yeah, okay. Okay, so just to double check. So Dragon Knight and Quinlan, you guys should be at 1 fatigue, which for whatever reason didn't trigger. Alright, so...
I can manually set it.
Yep. There you go. There's Dragon Knights. Quinlan, you also need 1 point of fatigue. And then Ghost, unfortunately, you are at 5 points of fatigue because of hitting that 5th marker on your attrition. And because of that, because you hit 5 points of fatigue now, all of your primary and secondary ability scores drop by 1.
I see
Technically,
that.
hit 5 as well.
What was that,
That's rough.
Quinlan?
I think all of us hit 5 points on the attrition track.
Yes. But because of the critical hit on Ghost, he's hit 5 fatigue. And now he's really hurting from this combat. Okay. Everyone roll initiative if you haven't for the second round of combat.
Of course I go last again.
So many D6s on the field. Alright, and we have a slight change in order here. We have Ghost, then Quinlan, and then all of the monsters, and then Dragon Knight. Alright, Ghost, go ahead.
So that son of a bitch who hit me
Yes.
also got struck with the lightning from Dragon Knight, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him a swipe. Yeah, and I can reach him from there.
Okay, so that is going to be an 18, which definitely hits the Painful Skeleton's dodge value of a 10. Go ahead and roll damage.
Now what happens if I hit the second row on my fatigue track?
If you hit the second row in your fatigue, go ahead and click your character sheet. And hover over rank 2 with your mouse.
Ah.
Oh.
Yeah.
2 to all checks.
So right now you're getting -2 to all or -1 to all scores. Then you get -2 to all checks, and your speed is halved.
What do you think, guys? Do I make that sacrifice for some extra damage or not?
What are you on about?
Well, as of our last session, we did get our martial techniques.
Oh no, you don't.
And the one I picked up is Collapsing Blow, which says that for the cost of 1 point of fatigue, I can add an extra d6 to my damage.
Hit first
Or-
at least.
Not worth it.
Take a flat 4 instead of rolling the die.
Hit first at least. If you're gonna try.
Well, I
this.
did. I did hit.
Yeah. I'd say base 4 is not worth it, man. And that's for if you're lucky on the roll.
No, I can forego rolling the extra damage die to just take a 4.
Yeah, so what he's saying is, he's looking at either adding a d6 in damage because he already hit. He's got the hit and he has a bonus die, so he's looking at least 2d6 on the attack to finish off the skeleton.
My optimization goes hard. It says, "Don't roll." if you are gonna use, don't roll.
Would you like to?
I was just getting an opinion on whether you guys think it would be worth it for me to take the point of fatigue for the extra damage or not.
Oh.
If you want, this is the GM stepping in here. You could always ask Fate for a hint, and the hint could be asking about this technical quote-unquote boss monster. It costs you 3 fate points, and you guys have used no fate points at the moment.
Yeah, because we're gonna use them to keep Ghost alive.
Well, these are extra little rerolls and stuff, kind of like inspiration or luck points in Tales of the Valiant, where
Right, and we don't. Yeah, and since we only have 3 fate points, if we save them, we don't get anything. We don't get a bonus for it, right?
No. Here's the weird thing. I don't quite understand why it's set and it starts you at 3, but you have up until 12 or more faint points. You can keep using them. If you look at the faint point sheet that I've made, on the right side it tells you where your current faint points are. Right now you're at 3. So if you have, by the end of the adventure, 3 to 7 fate points, you get no bonus XP per person. If you have 8 to 9 used, then you get 250 extra experience per person. 10 to 11, you get an extra 500. And if you go 12 or higher on fate points, which is like praying to the gods, you get 0. So there's a sweet spot of anywhere between 8 to 11 fate points used that will give you bonus experience.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so the game is encouraging you to, quote-unquote, pray to your gods for help. So in this instance...
You know what? Yeah, screw it. Why not? Let's throw out a hint.
Okay, so what do you want to know as your hint? What question do you want to ask the gods in this instance, or the GM here?
Is it overall worthwhile for me to take this potentially crippling negative for this extra die of damage? Or for this extra damage?
Okay, let's see here. So,
Do you want me to hit the hint button?
Yep, go ahead, hit the hit button. Okay, so your fate points jump up to 6, because it takes a lot to get a hint from the gods. And you hear a whisper in your brain, in your mind, maybe one of the old dinosaur gods, the dragons, the worms of old, and you hear a voice of saying to you, protect your fatigue, save your fatigue, now is not the time.
Fantastic. I like it. So, just roll the damage. Yeah, that should calculate in my...
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got 6 points of damage. You got +2 from your weapon, 2 from your main weapon, and then the bonus damage there. And we're going to go ahead and apply that damage to the skeleton archer here. And that is enough, just enough, to kill the skeleton archer.
Oh, good.
So, your boss is now defeated for this section here. And he is out of combat. And you can still move if you want, Ghost. Otherwise, your turn is done. What do you say?
Yeah, let me move here, and I'll at least clear up shots for Quinlan.
Okay.
Thank you.
That works out perfectly, because it is now Quinlan's turn.
And I'm going to take a shot at that weakened skeleton by the giant rat.
Okay, excellent. Go ahead and roll away.
Nice.
Ooh, yeah. Okay, so you've got a total of 18 for your hit, and the dodge roll for the suspicious skeleton is a 9. So you can go ahead and roll damage if you'd like. And that's a total of 8 points of damage to our suspicious skeleton here, who suffers a whole bunch of damage and is defeated. That's another dead skeleton. Okay. Anything else? Would you like to move back or forward some, Quinlan? What do you want to do?
Hang on, he was already dead.
Now he's dead.
I'm actually
Better
just going
than
to move
that.
further up the tunnel and then end my turn there.
All right. All right, moving on. We now go to the perplexed skeleton, who is very perplexed about what just happened to his boss, and will then move in and attack. So he moves up, and because of the whole 5-meter attacking range here, they're going to go ahead and attack. Yeah, we'll have Quinlan be attacked. He hasn't been attacked yet. All right, Quinlan. This skeleton comes up with its crude weapon and comes in for a quick swing at you for an 11 to hit. Go ahead and roll your dodge check. Oh, wait a minute here.
No, not the guy that just shot lightning. They gave the bow and arrow.
I gotta retract something here real quick. Ghost. Lorindar, when you rolled
Ooh.
your dodge, was that a successful dodge? Against the skeleton, right?
Let me scroll up and check.
Let's see here. Oh no, the check was a critical failure. That's what it was. Okay. never mind.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was really concerned there for a minute, but yes, you got hit, and then we reduced damage and whatnot. Okay, so Quinlan, your dodge.
I don't remember how to do a dodge check.
That's okay. Go ahead and open up. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's on your items list. There's a tiny little man right next to your armor. You just click the.
There you go. Okay, with a 13, you definitely dodge and take no damage at all from the attack. That's what I was going back over in my head there, Lorindar, because I thought I couldn't remember. I thought like you dodge, but then I still gave you damage. When you dodge, you take all or no damage after reductions and whatnot. Okay, so
Right.
no damage from the perplexed skeleton who's attacking Quinlan, and we move on to the guilty giant rat who is going to then shuffle up to the perplexed skeleton and go in for an attack. They obviously can attack each other. I'm going to go ahead and skip over that because their dodge scores aren't high enough to beat their attack scores. So the guilty rat here is going to go ahead and roll for damage to try and bite and deal some damage to the skeleton, and rolls a 4. The perplexed skeleton has an armor score of 3 and takes 1 point of damage, actually gnawing away at the skeleton a little bit.
You got a spinky.
Yeah, just jumps up and like bites the free pinky. Maybe like as the swing was coming in to hit Quinlan, the giant rat just goes in to bite against the hand of holding the weapon and catches the pinky bone there. All right, up next is the miserable skeleton, who is up and over here. So let me see here. What is their movement? 10 spaces or 10 meters. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, gets to about here. Yeah, I know. We'll say goes to here and then goes to attack the guilty rat, because otherwise I'll have to do opposed checks here. So goes to attack the guilty rat and goes into roll damage because of that whole silly nonsense of them not being able to defend against each other because they're minions. And deals, let's see here, 3 points of damage to the giant rat, and the giant rat takes 1 point of damage as the attack clobbers this giant rat ever so deftly. Then we go on to the grieving giant rat, who is attacking Dragon Knight and goes in for another attack. All right, 12. Dragon Knight, you need to defend against a 12. All right.
Enough.
Oh yeah, that is definitely enough.
6 armor score. So you don't have to even roll anything.
Yeah, no, because a d6 -1 won't even do it. It just cannot do any kind of damage to you. Okay.
That's why you buy armor, people.
And then up last is the nervous skeleton, who is right here, and is going to go ahead and... Who was he attacking last time?
He just saw me shoot lightning.
Yeah, yeah. And you know what? He's going to attack you, because he saw you shoot lightning. Oh, wrong person. There we go. All right, so...
Okay, I just rolled.
Okay, perfect.
I don't think he's gonna beat that.
Yep, yep. Can't even hit you. You just easily block it. I mean, even if you weren't, you know, you blocked maybe the grieving rat with your shield, and then the skeleton goes to hit you, but hits your armor, and you just kind of like boonk, and doesn't really do anything at you. There's very low power to these skeletons, it seems. All right.
Yeah, skeleton seems more of an issue to me, so.
You are up, Dragon Knight, to end round 2 of combat.
I'm gonna attack with my broadsword, and since I have now a skill that allows me to get a better grip on reality, I don't have -2 to attack.
Okay, so that's going to be a 13 to hit. Let's see here. Our dodge score is a 9 for the skeleton. Right. Oh, yeah, that's right. I could have clicked the button there. So go ahead and roll damage.
No!
Oh, 4 points of damage. But
Okay, I pay damage.
the armor score, that is enough to make a hit, and you do defeat the skeleton.
So he was just standing there at 1 health. Nice.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna go into the middle of combat. Wait. I'm gonna try to go into the middle of combat. Right around here.
Okay.
To try to grab attention from every other skeleton that is here.
Okay. While you're moving, let's see here. Technically, that's not behind the giant rat, so the giant rat doesn't get a chance to block your obstruction, like an obstruction movement check. So you can move pretty easily when you go behind the rats. And since the rat came from back here, it technically won't allow you. You know, it's not going to give you the chance to get by it that way, anyways. Okay, so we can now move on to the top of round 3. Everyone add 1 to your attrition track, please. And my giant rats are going to go ahead and roll for their morale checks.
I think I may not be going last.
All right, so that giant rat, the guilty giant rat, is going to run because it just got hit. And the other one is going to, let's see, is he running? No, he's still sticking around. But the giant rat has decided to run away.
The grieving giant rat is the one we hit earlier.
Yep. And for the rest of my monsters, Quinlan and Ghost, I need you guys to roll initiative again, please. Holy cow. Dragon Knight, you're going first.
Oh, no,
shit. Oh, wait,
No,
we're
Quinlan.
waiting on Quinlan. He hasn't rolled yet. Are you there, Quinlan? Did we lose him? What happened?
I think we need to do a chop suey method. Wake up!
Yeah. I'll go ahead and just give him the roll initiative, and we'll see what happens. All right, so at least we can give him some time there. He'll come back in with a 7 for round 3. Dragon Knight! You're up.
Smite! It's smiting time.
Who are you smiting?
Of course, the prepec skeleton.
Okay. Real quick, because of where monsters are at. Well, no, I guess I was gonna say everything is kind of moving around in combat. It's
Yeah, they are within 5. I just wanted to be in the middle of everything.
yeah. No, that's fine. You go ahead and roll damage. I was thinking of maybe some penalties, but technically you could be where you were standing and still hit that perplex
Yeah,
skeleton.
we're still in the D&D mindset.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so with a dodge value of 9, you go ahead and hit the skeleton.
Sorry about that. I had to take care of something real quick.
Ah, no worries, no worries.
Yeah, we're all the initiative for you.
Okay, so the perplexed skeleton is perplexed by the hit and suffers 3 points of damage. So that is Dragon Knight's...
How did he hit me from that far away?
Exactly, he's so close. I don't understand. All right, Ghost, you're up with Quinlan on deck. Okay, so Quinlan, you go to hit with your check, and that is going to be a 17, which definitely hits
that's
the...
Ghost.
Oh, Ghost, sorry. Ghost, yes, you hit with your Bognock, and you hit doing a whole bunch of extra damage. Go ahead and roll damage as you do connect with the skeleton here. Okay, we're looking at 10.
Solid, I like it.
Yeah, looking at 10 points of damage, and that is going to have the perplexed skeleton suffer some damage there, but is still standing and is quite perplexed that it's still standing.
Am I still standing?
Okay,
Just regressing into Waluigi.
yes. All right, that is Ghost's turn unless you want to move, Ghost. You good? You wanna move? You wanna stay there?
Oh yeah, I'm good where I'm at.
Okay. Quinlan, you're up with all of the remaining monsters on deck.
Well, I'll try to finish off that skeleton, see if we can't lessen the damage a bit.
Sounds good. Okay, 16 definitely hits. Go ahead and roll damage. With a dodge value of 9, my minions have no chance of not being hit. Okay, 9 points of damage. And with the armor score reduction, that is enough damage to defeat the skeleton again. That is another one down and out. Okay.
He's perplexed that he's dead again.
Yes. Very surprised by that. Okay,
That's
next...
squared.
What was that, Dragon?
That's squared.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so next up is the Guilty Giant Rat, and the Guilty Giant Rat squeaks in pain and anger and frustration and starts to run away. Dragon Knight, are you going to block it from moving as it begins to run? Okay. So let's see here. They can move 25 meters, apparently, and just kind of runs off into the distance and disappears.
That's R&D issues here, unfortunately.
Alright, up next is the Grieving Rat, who is still in combat and goes to attack Ghost, since Ghost is the next closest person. Alright. Ghost, you're being attacked with a 12 hit check. Go ahead and roll some dodge. Okay, a 13 just
Close one.
just dodges, and you take no damage from the attack. And then up last is the Miserable Skeleton, who is going to swing away at Dragon Knight, where he's standing. Dragon, go ahead and give me a block check.
Yeah, okay. Let's make research sheets. Items, shield.
Okay, yeah, that'll do it. And no damage. I'm not even bothering to roll damage there.
Yeah, I mean, if it's lower than a 12, I basically blocked it.
Yep, for sure. Okay, top of round 4, we're going to go ahead and everyone add another point of attrition to your attrition track. And I'm going to roll for the Grieving Giant Rat to see if he's still going to stick around in combat here. Wait, what? Oh, with a plow. Okay, so that's a 6. Oh, okay. I didn't know. I didn't think I thought the anvil was a 1. All right, yeah. So this giant rat's still hanging out. He's grieving for the loss of some of his other brethren.
7. Yeah, that's first person fast.
All right, Ghost, you're up with Dragon Knight and then Quinlan. So, Ghost, you have the Grieving Rat here, or you have the Miserable Skeleton in the back.
Well, I definitely consider the skeleton to be a bigger threat, so let's deal with that.
Okay. Oh, yeah. That is definitely a hit. With a 9 value, you go ahead and roll damage. Okay, 10 points of damage, reducing their armor score. Mighty hit. Definitely cracking a lot of bones as your Bognok goes in and just obliterates a whole bunch of sections of the skeleton. All right, Dragon Knight, you're up with Quinlan on deck.
Okay, so I do what a paladin does, and smite.
Okay, a 10. That is just enough to hit the Miserable Skeleton's dodge value. So go ahead and roll damage.
1.
Oh, no. Yep, unfortunately, it's just enough to do a little bit of damage. But, you know, hey, at least you're not taking any damage.
Yeah.
All right, Quinlan, you unless Dragon Knight's moving, Quinlan, you're up.
No, I'm not moving.
Okay.
I'm going to move up to get an angle on the skeleton as well.
Yeah, you mean, all right, yeah, you can do that. That'll work, that's fine. Oh yeah, 19 will definitely hit. With that, oh man, that was just shy of rank 2 effectiveness score. And that's going to be 11 points of damage. And that is another defeated skeleton. All right. Last, finally, to go is the Grieving Rat. And just considering all things that are going on here, the Grieving Rat is going to, let's see here. I mean, it is instinct-based. Unfortunately, yeah, it's just going to kind of stick around. And shifts and attacks Quinlan, since you're the closest one. Quinlan, give me a dodge check against a 12, please. Okay, that is enough to dodge and take no damage from the giant rat. And with that, we're going to go ahead and end combat here for round. Round 5 is going to end as the giant rat just buggers off, dealing no damage and runs away. Okay.
Can we get a quick timeout? Because there's something...
Yeah, sure. Okay, combat is officially over. You guys don't get any more attrition, but you guys are currently at a pretty good amount of attrition. Poor Ghost has taken quite the hit there from the fatigue. All right. And yeah, so I guess we will we'll wrap up here for today's game with the end of combat here. Unless you want to go ahead and open up the chest, it's up to you guys.
No, we can hold off on that.
Yeah. I mean, we all know that coming up to the chest, and the chest seems stuck. It's gonna take at least 2 weeks to open it.
It's like they can read my mind or something. It's so weird. All right, guys. Thank you all so much for playing in today's game. We are going to actually pause our Goblin Slayer game here and jump over to our Tales of the Valiant game for a little bit. All right. Thank you all so much, and we'll see you next time.